Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is part of my parenting segment, and today I have a really interesting topic to discuss to you about, and that's sex positive parenting. So if this term is new to you, I'm sure you would have raised an eyebrow or there's a big question there like, is sex positive parenting? But just stay with me and hear me out, okay? My name is Divya Sahadevan and my parenting style is basically very give and take. So I try to work on the things that upset me when it comes to, disciplining or just being the parent. What are the things that really trigger me, and I like to work on those to understand why are they, difficult for me. And I also try to really use that feedback that I get in the most constructive way and try to keep it as judgment free as I can. So if you're like me and if you connect with this, make sure you subscribe to my channel and let's go on this journey together. So coming back to our term of sex positive, does it mean that you're going to expose your child to inappropriate pornographic content, or does it mean that you're encouraging your child to have sex? No, it's clearly the opposite. So what is sex positive parenting? So if you type in Google what is sex positive parenting, this is the definition that you will receive. Sex positive parenting is teaching in age appropriate and developmentally appropriate ways that learning about bodies, relationships, and eventually sexuality is a natural, normal, and healthy part of childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. So, though the term sex positive really has the word sex in there, it is a much more broader topic where we talk about gender diversity, different types of families, personal boundaries, body boundaries, and all those little important topics which, if you do not have that conversation with your child, they just pick up these subtle signals and messages which come out in your everyday actions, and they really interpret it in their own way. So it is much more healthy if you actually have this conversation with your child. So when we think of sex as a topic, we don't really associate it with babies or toddlers, but it's mostly about that one talk which you have with your teenagers or young adults, and mostly the talk ends up becoming really awkward and embarrassing. And also, by the time your child is a teenager or a young adult, he or she has already gathered all this information from the internet, from books, from peers, from friends, and none of these sources are really reliable sources. So what if I tell you that you have an opportunity to build a relationship with your child where your child comes to you with his queries, you become the trusted go-to educator and resource for your child. So today I'll give you 6 points to help encourage body positivity in toddlers, to help them grow into conscious, responsible, sex and body positive adults. So the first point is to teach correct terms for body parts. So before I taught my 4-year-old that his private parts were called the penis and testicles, he actually referred to them as pipe and eggs. So it's very common that, children end up referring to, these body parts with these funny, silly names. This is one of the first things you can teach toddlers, just like they learn the different parts of their body, like their head, their leg, their hand. Teaching them at this age normalizes words like vagina, vulva, penis, testicles, just like any other part of their body. It's very normal for your toddlers to have a lot of questions around these body parts, and it's very important that you don't shush them. Doing this really sends them a message that it's not good to discuss or talk about these body parts, and in turn instills a sense of it being dirty or shameful in some way. This is also a great time where you can have conversations with your child on why these body parts are called private parts and help them to draw their own body boundaries. The next point is to build a safe space. So you want to build a safe space in your house where these conversations are open and you're able to answer their questions without judgment. So for example, if you find your toddler touching themselves, don't freak out or panic. In fact, it is very age appropriate for your toddler to touch and want to explore their own body parts. What you can do, in fact, is to help your child draw boundaries. You can use this opportunity to explain to your child why it's called a private part and why you don't touch yourself in a public space. The next point is to allow your toddler to have some naked time. Of course, it's not wrong to ask your child to cover up, But demanding it all the time can instill in the child the message that bodies are meant to be hidden. But of course, that doesn't mean that you let your child loose running around naked all the time. But give them some naked time, preferably, before their bath or after their bath. This will give them a message that it's okay to be comfortable in your skin and, of course, in your house. The next is a very important point on setting healthy boundaries. So, none of the points we discussed previously would work if you don't teach your child how to set up personal boundaries. It's very important that we teach our children that their body belongs solely to them. They need to be able to understand and comprehend when there has been an inappropriate touch. For this, it's very important that your child has the option to accept or deny a physical touch. Making a child give or receive affection they don't want to give only sends them a message that there is nothing wrong with intimate physical contact against their will. An occasional forced hug or kiss may seem a little trivial and may not harm a child, but the foundation that it builds is really dangerous, particularly for girls who are socialized into giving and receiving intimacy which they do not want. It's also very important that you do not barter hugs and kisses. So, if you give a child a choice of a hug in return for a cookie, of course, the child is going to choose the cookie and he's going to give you the hug. But there is really no choice that you give there. Make sure your child has the choice to choose the people he wants to be physically intimate with. It should be normalized for a child to refuse a hug or a kiss. Children, both boys and girls, who grow up understanding their body and bodily autonomy are more likely to assert it for themselves and also respect it in others. Now, the next point is reflection and internal work. And why is this important? Because a lot of us have grown up in sex negative environments. So it's very common that when you actually start doing this and, instilling sex positivity in your child, there are going to be parts of you that are going to be triggered, that are going to be confused, that don't know how to react. Take a moment to breathe and try to reflect on what is it that it is bringing up for you. Make sure that you equip yourself with all the resources and tools that you need to face the different scenarios and situations and be able to answer their queries with the least judgment. So, what I felt is this is a really give and take kind of relationship that I have with my son. There is so much that I am learning from him. I think we really underestimate our children to really not understand or know anything, but they are much more in tune with their body and they just see it for what it is, whereas we have a lot of judgment and a lot of things that we picked up and we've stored it in our body. Take it slow, have the conversations when you're ready, when your child is ready, and make sure you really utilize those moments, because those are the moments which are going to teach you so much about yourself. So the last point is resources. So one thing I can assure you is that you are going to face situations where you do not know the right answer, you do not know how to react. And in moments like these, when you're confused, you do not know what to do. When you're in doubt, make sure that you reach out to credible sources. So you can Google them, of course. Google has an answer for everything, right? But make sure that you pick the most credible source. Personally, my go-to has been books. There are so many resources available out there to have these conversations with your toddlers in age appropriate and really fun ways. Two of the books which I would highly recommend are this one, which is My Body, What I Say Goes. This is amazing. This is easily available on Amazon. I have the link of it on my description box below. So this is a great book. They have talked and touched upon a lot of different topics like feelings, the different feelings that you have, the what is a safe touch, what is an unsafe touch, what is a safe feeling, what are your early warning signs, what is your safety network, what is a secret, what are your private parts, what is your body bubble. So there's a lot of topics which they are touched upon, and this is a great book and put across in a really fun way for toddlers to understand really easily. And the next book that I got for my son when he asked me, Amma, where did I come from, was this one, which is What Makes a Baby. It's a really, really amazing book for toddlers. It's a really nice way to explain it. That because of this book, my 4-year-old actually knows what's a uterus. I don't think I knew about it till I don't remember when I heard about a uterus. But my son now knows that a child comes from an egg and a sperm, and they come together and make this beautiful new creation, and a baby is formed. So So they explained it in a really nice way for toddlers, and it's got some really nice graphics too. It's a great book to really start the conversation with. So I highly recommend this book. Again, if you're interested to buy this, I have the Amazon link on my description box below. So apart from these books, there are also some great Instagram accounts which work towards building sex positivity in children. They conduct a lot of workshops for parents, for teenagers, for different age groups, and they also have a lot of resource on their website for children of different age groups and for different topics. So it's a great website. Make sure you check it out. I have the link on my description box below. I have also linked the websites which I had referenced to create this video on my description box below. So that's it, you guys. So I hope I have been able to give you a little picture on what is sex positivity and how you can instill sex positivity in your toddlers. So basically, being sex positive is really a long journey, and at every age of your child, you're likely to face a different set of challenges, and there is probably a different set of conversations and topics that you need to bring up. But it's very important that you start early. It makes things really easy, it helps lay that strong foundation where your child really trusts you to answer his or her questions truthfully and honestly, and you're not painting some picture for them or telling them the right thing. And it's very important that you have an honest relationship with your child. If you are in a situation where you do not know the answer to it, or you don't know how to really word it for them, for their specific age, tell them you don't know, you need to look it up, and that's really okay. You can prepare yourself and gather all the facts that you need, and then have that conversation once you're ready. For me personally, I love these snippets of conversations that I have with my 4-year-old. I think it really makes our bond really special. I want to be the one who's there for him when he has questions. And in today's world, if you want to protect your child, it's very important that you empower them with the right tools, with the right information, and with the right awareness to make the right decisions. So that's it, you guys. If this was a new topic to you, let me know what you think on the comment section below. I'm really curious to know what you think. So with that being said, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll see you again next week with a new video. Until then, take care. It's me, Devi, signing out.
When an egg and sperm meet, they swirl together in a special kind of dance, and as they dance, they talk to each other.